Hello guys, this is Video Psych. Excuse me. And we are going to talk about the Idolator subculture on this video. I'm not going to try and talk too much about it. In fact, I'm going to maybe let you guys read about it a bit. But of course, I wanted to mention this one documentary before I get right to it. It is a documentary called Silicon Soul. And I have a link to the website in the description. From what I've seen, it is on Stars and has been released recently enough. And, if you want to go see that, I would, I guess, somewhat recommend it if you wanted to know more about the culture of people who are idolaters or, are called idolaters who seem to find, love with a silicone partner, I guess I'll say, and have a kind of a love relationship lifestyle with a love doll. Because it is, I know some people would also say that it's a weird thing to do, and that's at least understandable, but I also just kind of look at it as kind of a new lifestyle, like decision making for kind of the modern day, I guess I'll call it, for some types of individuals who, for whatever reason, have kind of chosen to have kind of a fantasy relationship with a doll, or in their, maybe through their eyes, a somewhat realistic relationship with a doll, But to say the least, I kind of get it. I don't really judge. And I will, of course, continue not to judge people like this. I don't think it's even that weird, in my opinion. But yeah, if you want to see that documentary about this guy and his lifestyle, just go into the description below and it'll go to a link straight to it. It actually took me a few tries to try and actually find it. So I gave you guys a direct link to it. Anyway, so these, the culture of, these idolaters, because they actually do have their own community and subculture, they tend to act like synthetics, like they are advocating for synthetics, to say the least, and they're advocating for synthetic relationships and so on, or robotic relationships, which are in a way, I guess, kind of similar. Lots of people in this community predict that by the year 2030 to the year 2050, there are going to be, we're going to start like legitimately having relationships with, cyborgs or robots, and that we are going to start like having legitimate marriages, not just, ones that we kind of make up, through expression. And, some of them, like I said, they say that they are legitimately married. I mean, they even got rings for them, although of course they don't really have the paperwork to state that they are married. They of course do state that they are married. And some people would, of course, call this an addiction, but I kind of look at it as a lifestyle, more or less. Not to say that, that's not exactly the wrong term sometimes, to say the least, to say that they are addicted to their doll or their lifestyle. But I see it as kind of more of just a lifestyle thing, or just something different to do. For me, it was kind of a different thing to do because I actually just got bored of, certain things, or just got over certain things. And so for me, it was just me trying something new. And, that's just kind of how it started. And also the community, You think that the community would be small, but it is actually kind of large. It's not just in America, it's not just in China. Like, it's actually a global thing. I mean, not in every country, really. I don't think that they have these in every single country around the planet. In a sense, not really, but it's getting there. It seriously is getting there. And the community is a global community. There's actually a lot of people in this community nowadays, especially compared to 10 years ago. Just a lot more people becoming in these stalls and stuff are becoming a lot more popular. I don't think that it is in a way going to like be like I don't think it's going to be something like it's just going to change the world kind of deal. In a sense, I think it can. I think it's going to change the way that we have sex nowadays and in the future. But I don't really think it's going to be something that's going to just going to be, you know, completely world changing. I just think that this is just a thing, again, it's a masturbation tool. It's maybe at the very least going to change the way we, look at dolls and everything and look at cyborgs and maybe change certain aspects of the way we have relationships actually as well. Because, yeah, the market for relationships nowadays is a whole different ball game since 60 years ago. And so I think that at the very least, these love dolls can kind of help in that regard as a substitute versus some of the other things that could happen. But, maybe I'll talk about that later because I don't want to make this video too long. But they actually have meetings. They are actually starting to have meetings nowadays. And I think they've actually been doing this for like a short while now. And they call these meetings congresses for some reason. I mean, I guess they call them congresses because they tend to meet up and talk about certain things. Like, I think they even in the past were talking about doll rights or cyborg and robot rights, that we might one day have to start giving these things rights even. And, just general stuff like that. And, also just meet up and, just talk and, just, maybe sometimes bring their dolls over to these meetings and have them meet their dolls and, talk about their relationships with their dolls and so on and so forth. Yeah, you're seeing my eyes roll a bit. I mean, it in a way is a bit silly to talk about relationship a bit, but I at least kind of get it because in their sense, in their way, they probably like to talk about it because it is part of their lifestyle now. It has become, they have started to have relationships with these dolls. It's become their lifestyle and they want to talk about it sometimes. They want to talk about their doll personalities as part of a self-expression of themselves. And, I'm not really going to judge again. And I get it. It took me a long time to get it myself, but, nowadays I get it. I'm not saying I would, of course, take it to the extent that some people have taken it, the lifestyle, but I do get it. With that being said, I guess I'll just end the video. I'm going to be making another video here, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.